Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic and you are watching Geekin, and for today's video, I would like to talk about the Transformers Legacy, Age of the Primes, just some kind of a, the Walmart exclusive retro collection of Autobot gears. This is gears with the original style head sculpt. Oh yeah, so anyway, gears. In this on card, which I really love. I'm almost going to feel bad opening this thing up, but I'm going to do it. And you got to love that artwork on the back. That is classic. Beautiful G1. Look at that. The buy on the deck specs right there. Function, transport, reconnaissance. Nobody wins a war. Somebody loses. Inspirational gears. Okay, before we open up the figure, let's just talk about the packaging. This is your traditional action figure packaging here with the card and the figure in the in the bubble sticking out. So, and obviously it's very G1. This is kind of what they looked like back in the G1 days. I think as a minifigure it would have been a shorter, squatter, packaging. But yeah, we got the classic Transformers logo. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Cool original G1 artwork there of our boy Gears. Product shot of the vehicle mode. Old school Hasbro logo. Autobot Gears, the packaging. And yes, the chest is back there. Moving on to the back. Basically, we see that old G1 classic artwork, which, is so cool. It is a world of constant change, where things are not what they seem. It is the world of the Transformers, a world of heroic Autobots and evil Decepticons. That's really all there is to say about the packaging. It's a very simple on-card, and, I love it. I almost hate to open this thing up, but I'm going to do it. I mean, it's a little banged up anyway, It is how I got it. So, but we're going to open this thing up, and we're going to see what he is all about. Spoilers, I already have Legacy Gears. I know what he is all about. Now that we've got Gears out of the package and standing up, I have to say, I really like this figure. So, like I said, this is the Retro Collection, and it is a repaint of Legacy Gears with a brand new head sculpt. And I don't know what else to say about this guy. I mean, This is kind of like accurate to the toy, or at least the head sculpt is. Even the coloring on the blue and the red is accurate to the original toy. Legacy one was a little bit darker. I'll be bringing him out later. This line has had a lot of good robot detail going on, and Gears is no exception. Especially in the chest, you got this cool yellow vent. You got some little fake wheel dealies here on the shoulders, little robo kibble here and there all over the place. The hunchback, but that's, I guess that's kind of Gears, but it doesn't take away from the figure in my opinion. He's covered in 5mm ports, including his hands. He's sporting a decent gun with a decent paint app, which can hold a blast effect, so he can shoot Autobots. So he can shoot Decepticons. And, of course, he still has the chest opening gimmick where you open this up and you see his Roboguts. Now, I would have preferred to see some painting here, but we didn't see that on the Legacy version either, or on the GoBot version with Littlefoot. We didn't see the painting on any of these figures. But, the robot guts are always nice to see. Closed up. And, of course, saving the best for last, look at that head sculpt. That is a very nice head sculpt. It's the battle mask. We saw it in the toy, but not in the cartoon show. I guess that's the whole point of the Retro Collection, is to do more toy-accurate releases of the mini-bots, I guess. But then if that's the case, why didn't Hasbro do that with Retro Bumblebee? I mean, I would have bought Retro Bumblebee had they done the G1 Battle Mask. It's on the card art, for crying out loud, but yet they didn't give him a new head sculpt. That, I don't get it. I don't know what it is about the Bumblebee Battle Mask that Hasbro seems to be trying to shy away from here, because with all of the Earthrise remolds and repaint that they did, not one Bumblebee battle mask. And they could have done it with G2 Bumblebee right there. But I don't know. I'm done ranting. Anyway, this is, your typical Legacy figure. He's got a ball-jointed head. He can spin around. He can kind of look up. He can kind of look down a little bit. Tilt side to side a little bit. He has universal joints here at the shoulder, so he can spin around, he can go out, he can flex, even a nice little butterfly joint action right here. This right here puts Gears a step above some of his larger contemporaries because of this. He has bicep swivel right here, double jointed elbows, and he has a wrist swivel. All in all, not bad for the arms. Waist rotation right there. Universal hips, can kick out that far, can go back that far, can do a double bend at the knee, and of course he has a brilliant 90-degree ankle pivot. Can't really flex forward and out, but his heels can go down like that, so I suppose you could do like a running thing and have the heel down like that for extra support. Like so. Oh, you can't see. Like so. So the heel coming out, does have its advantages, and that's kind of it. This is a very basic figure. Doesn't have to be more complicated than this. And of course, we got Legacy Gears as comparison, and he's a little bit more colorful in certain areas. Obviously, the head sculpt is different. The head sculpt here is more cartoon accurate. But there are definitely some differences, mostly in paint deco, and the blue here is darker. I would dare say the red. The red is also darker, and also on the back, the little M or W right there on the hood. But that's just about it. I mean, there are some differences. What if this was the same color? This would have been a cool stand-in to battle mask version versus regular off-duty Gears, but whatever. These are two different realities. I mean, isn't that the whole Legacy, Age of the Primes shtick? Is that everyone's coming from a different reality? But anyway, we got two really good Gears here. They both are good in different ways. And moving on to the thrilling 30 Target Master Gears, which I didn't get him originally. I bought him maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. I finally got this guy. And this is still a good Gears. I was torn about getting the Legacy one, but out of concern, I didn't want to really replace this guy. This is still like a really cool figure, even though he's completely, I guess, outdated compared to the modern engineering. Here we have G1 Gears. Now here we can see the comparison of the robot heads. And, we can see the stickers with the, right there, the yellow and the chest. The Autobot symbol's on his crotch there, but whatever. We don't need to worry about that too much. But yeah, the color, it's pretty well color matched. I would say G1 Gears he's a shade darker in blue. And he might be a shade darker in red. I'm a little colorblind, so the red I'm not 100% sure. The blue, he's definitely darker in the blue. But actually, this isn't even my G1 Gears. I never owned the original Gears. This is like the Walmart exclusive from like 2018. But this is my first G1 Gears. But it's in pretty good condition. And just for the fun of it, here's Swerve. And this isn't even my original Swerve. I think this is also the 2018 version. Yeah, this is the 2018 version, because that's a different head sculpt, which I never owned. I got this recently at a thrift store. But anyway, the really funny thing about Gears is that he's just kind of a background character. I mean, he's support. He's only in a handful of episodes. His function is simply transportation. He's just a backup. He's not a main guy. You're not going to see him on the front of a movie poster. He's not going to get all the best action scenes. He's just a dude, a little guy who's in this war, He's grumpy. And, you know, in just about every aspect, Gears is kind of a nobody. Yet, somebody at Hasbro seems to like this guy so much that he got 2 different versions of himself and 1 GoBot, and each one has a different head sculpt. Like, somebody at Hasbro loves Gears, and I love them for this, because I have always loved Gears. I've always liked his little truck mode, and I'm so happy to have 3 different versions of this guy. Well, 2 different versions of this guy and one GoBot in Smallfoot. But yeah, just, like, how did this dude get so lucky to have 3 different face sculpts? Like, I know I said this once in my GoBot video, but why couldn't the other 2 GoBots that Smallfoot came with get their own head sculpts as well? Kind of, you know, I kind of feel a little ripped off by that, but, you know, we got this really nice one, of course. And, of course, you know, Grumpy Gears right there. But, yeah, just I love each one of these head sculpts. They're all good. They all stand out. They all make the toy look unique. I mean, that paint job makes her look unique, of course. But they all help the toy stand out. And just each one is just as good as the next. You know, just... I can't wait for the next head sculpt of Gears, because this guy is probably going to be the next Siege Sideswipe. We're going to see hundreds of different versions of this guy in different colors. I doubt it. I seriously doubt that, but that would be really funny if he was the next Siege Sideswipe. Let's get this guy into vehicle mode. Start by taking the gun off. Alright, now... open up the chest, flip out the wheels here. Pretty sure I turn the head around, at least I usually do. Now, with the arms, they're going to be folded up like so, folded up like so, and we're going to open up these wheels. Just kind of close the whole front end of the truck down over the arms. Kind of peg in right there. Again, this is nothing complicated, even though he is putting up a little bit of a fight, but that's Gears for you. Gears is a very disagreeable man anyway. We're going to open up the heels. Oh, I forget. Do I... Nope, I don't have to rotate the waist. Don't have to rotate the waist. But we're going to close this all up around the legs. There we go. There we go. You arguing with me again, Gears? Come on. There we go. All right. Now, these little tabs right here are going to go into these little slots right here by the chest. Slot them into place. Fold up the back. Make sure everything's tightened up. Everything looks good. And here we have Gears in vehicle mode. Now, again, Gears is a truck. Gears is a small pickup truck. I guess the feet kind of act as his cargo, maybe the cover of the truck bed. But he's just a pickup truck, just a simple pickup truck. And it looks fine. This part here is very, not gappy, but very panel heavy. You see all the divides and, you know, no car door. Has a little cylinder sticking out like this. So it's not entirely perfect, but, you know, you got some black windows. You got a nice truck front with the grille and the headlights. You know, big red bumper. And, I mean, the chest part as the tailgate, you know, I'm not a big fan of, because you got like an upside down Autobot symbol, and I just think that's a little silly. But, you know, you got a lot of clearance down here for the wheels, even though these wheels are clipped and not pinned, you got a good level of clearance for driving. So this thing rolls, and it rolls okay. You got a lot of 5mm ports all over the truck. They're all the same 5mm ports, minus where the hands would be. So you can kind of put the gun right there on the side. That's kind of it. I mean, it's a rolly vehicle mode. Just nothing much else to it. Moving on to some quick comparisons. Obviously, we have Gears, and here we have Legacy Gears, and again, it's the same type of vehicle mode, except, you know, it's a darker shade of blue. You got a little bit more silver here. Actually, this Gears has a painted sunroof, which, you know, okay, that's fine. I don't think the original Gears... No, wait, the original Gears did have a sunroof. But the 2018 remake, you can't see it because of the Autobot badge, the rub sign right there, which you can kind of see. But yeah, you can see there's a sunroof underneath there. But yeah, painted sunroof. The Target Master Gears right here, putting it right there. Again, 2018 Gears, and you know, just for the fun of it, swerve. But yeah, that has been my look at Retro Collection Gears. I like it. I like the Legacy version. I liked the GoBots version of Littlefoot. This is a good, solid mold. I really like it. Sure, the car door is... The car door definitely gives the vehicle mode a little bit of jankiness because it just looks panelly and kind of sloppy. Sure. And the tailgate on the back with that upside... And the tailgate on the back with that upside-down Autobot symbol is not the best design element. But I would say the robot mode, forget it. That robot mode, Gears' robot mode is so good. It is one of my favorites. One of my favorites for the Legacy line. It's just a simple, fun figure with a simple, fun, blocky, hunchback, grumpy guy, and I love it. There's no getting around it. You know, the vehicle itself is fine. You know, but it's just not perfect. The vehicle mode has more weaknesses than the robot mode has, and that's, you know, that's okay. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of the Retro Collection. I think there's going to be more down the line. I don't remember what the next Retro Collection figure is supposed to be. I want to say Warpath, but I could be like 1,000% wrong. I thought they said Warpath. Oh no! Oh, it's Outback. It's Outback. So my understanding is the next Legacy Retro figure will be Outback, which likely will be a Studio 86 Brawn mold, which I'm cool with that. I do have my last Outback was Titan's Return, and I have the G1 version, so I only have 2 versions of Outback. So yeah, I wouldn't mind Legacy Brawn being redone as Outback. That could be fun. He might have that cool arm cannon thing, like that Megatron-like cannon that he's got. And yeah, looking forward to it. So that has been my look at Retro Collection Gears. I think it's a good figure. I'm not seeing it too often on the shelves. I'm seeing Bumblebee. I'm seeing Retro Bumblebee on the shelves a lot, and I don't think he's going to sell too well. But if you see Retro Collection Gears and you don't have Legacy Gears, get him. If you have Legacy Gears and you don't have Retro Collection Gears, get him anyway. Because I think he's just that neat of a toy. Anyway, I'm JimClassic. You have been watching Geekin, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.